Kyler Murray is him. Murray returned this week for the first time in almost a full calendar year, and he didn't miss a beat. When Murray tore his ACL last season, it was pretty concerning since that meant the Cardinals needed to find someone to finish the season, which ended up being Colt McCoy, and then they also needed someone to start the first 8 weeks or so of the following season, which did not end up being Colt McCoy. Murray is the Cardinals franchise quarterback, and this news was obviously really hard to take. On top of that, most of Kyler Murray's success comes from his one-of-a-kind quickness. An ACL tear got everyone pretty worried whether he would ever return to the speedster he once was. All of that doubt was quickly forgotten as Kyler Murray led his team to a 25-23 victory over the Atlanta Falcons. In that game, Murray used his legs the entire game to extend plays and even one time running for a first down on 3rd and 10 to help them win the game. In this Sunday's game against the Falcons, Murray had 249 yards on 19 completions through the air, and he also had no passing touchdowns and was picked off once. On the rushing side of things, he had 33 yards on 6 carries with a touchdown. Those stats are not very good, but if you watch the game, you'd see that it was a whole different story. Murray completely took charge of the offense, leading the Cardinals to scoring 4 field goals and 2 touchdowns. Also, the interception that he had was just miscommunication with the young tight end Trey McBride. And speaking of Trey McBride, he caught 8 passes for 131 yards, which is the best game from a Cardinals tight end in over 30 years. On another note, the Cardinals have had a lot of bad luck over the past couple of years. Last year, Hopkins got suspended by the NFL for violating the drug policy, and that was probably a false claim with him being on steroids to help his injury. And then Zach Ertz went down, Murray went down, and that was followed by quite a few essential linemen and defensive players. And since all these injuries happened, the Cardinals had no choice but to trade away keystone defensive players to get a decent backup quarterback in Joshua Dobbs, and they got him just to be able to compete until Kyler Murray comes back, but obviously that didn't end up happening. James Conner and Zach Ertz both went to the IR early in the season, leaving Joshua Dobbs with a horrible team to work with. And the sad part is, Joshua Dobbs found a way to compete in those first 3 or 4 games, only losing them by 1 score, and actually winning one against the skilled Cowboys team. Now that Murray and James Conner are back, the Cardinals look like a pretty competitive team. I believe that if the Cardinals started the season with a healthy Kyler Murray, that they would probably be on their way to a playoff spot. On top of that, not only is Murray playing better, it also seems like he's become a better person and really a team player. After the game, he was asked about the interception on the attempt to throw it to Trey McBride, and his response to that was, "That's my fault." And I feel like the old Kyler Murray would have probably tried to blame it on coaching or blame it on the young tight end, but he took ownership for it, and I don't think that should go unnoticed. The best of the best quarterbacks have a good attitude and a heart for the game. And other than Murray playing Call of Duty on the weekends, I think that Murray's heart is in the game and his attitude is completely improved to being the leader he needs to be for this team. Now, this season is pretty much already over. The Cardinals are 2-8 and have very little chance to make it to the postseason. With that being said, there still is a very small chance, and that's because the NFC North is such a mediocre conference. If the Cardinals end the season 8-9 or 9-8, they have a pretty good shot to sneak into the wild card, but that means they can only spare one more loss the entire season, and that's just rare even for the best teams. So I think this season's pretty much over for the Cardinals. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, I think that you would like one of these videos on the screen above. Also, I love talking football with you guys, so be sure to comment down below your opinions on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Also, I just released a Discord server where you can chat with me and other NFL fans. You can also receive a role for your favorite team in the server to show others who you cheer for. With that being said, Kyler Murray is him.